Hello guys, so the question is remove element. So you are given a nums array and you are also given a value. Now what you have to do is you have to move all the occurrences of that value from the nums array. For example, if we see this test case, here the value is 3. So we have to remove 3 all the threes that are present in this nums array, and we have to return the final array nums along with the number of elements that are present in it, that is 2. Here 2 indicates the number of elements that are present in a num that is not equivalent to the given value, which is equals to 3, right? Now in this example value is given as 2, so we have to remove these two and this two from our array, so our final array would be this. So the number of elements that are not equivalent to 2 are 1 2 3 4 5. So we will return 5 as output, and in other words we can also think of this 5 as the first 5 valid elements of the nums array. Now you can go through the question again to better understand it. So let's talk about the simplest approach, how we can solve it in off and time. Okay, so here it is. So let me take a test case. For example, let's take this test case, right? So if you are given nums array and the value is 2, so we have to perform the operation and we have to return the final where 2 is not present. So we are going to modify the nums array itself, because we have to apply all the operations in place, that is we cannot use any auxiliary array space. So our k is pointing at the first location, that is 0th location. This k means the place where the value will come, and that value will not be equivalent to this value. So when I scan this nums array, the first value that I counter is 0. So I see that 0 is not equivalent to 2. So 0 should be a part of my final array. 0 will be at the position k. So k is pointing to 0. So at the 0th position I will place this value 0. Now we scan the second element, and by the time we have incremented the value of k to 1, now our k is 1. Okay, so now we check this element which is equivalent to 1. Now we see that 1 is not equivalent to 2, so we place this value at this position, right? So we have places and we increment the value of k to 2. Now we see that 2 is equivalent to 2, so we will skip it because we do not want this in our final array. Now again we scan 2 and we skip it. Now once we encounter 3, so we see that 3 is not equivalent to our value, so we know that 3 has to be a part of a final array. Now where should this 3 go? This is determined by the k, so it should go at the index 2. So it goes to the index 2. Now we increment the value of k by 1, and now we scan 0. So 0 goes to the index 3, and we increment the value of k by 1. Now we scan 4 and we see that 4 is not equivalent to the value, so we know that 4 has to be a part of our final array. And at what location should 4 go? It should go to position 4, so we place it at 4 and increment our k by 1. Now k is pointing at the position 5, and we see that the last element of our nums is 2, and 2 is equivalent to the value 2, so we have to just ignore it. Now k is 5, and we can see that our final array also contains 5 values. The another important thing of k is that it also points at the next position where the next value will come in the final array. So this is the working of k, and at the end we return k. So thank you guys.